Welcome to Techstination, your destination for gadgets and gear. Here's Fred Fishkin.
Love karaoke? There's a new player in town. With us from Newtown Technologies is founder and CEO Jean-Pierre Villeneuve. Hi, Jean-Pierre.
Hi, how are you, Fred?
Terrific. Well, the headline on your website is Reinventing Karaoke for the Streaming Age. Tell us what you're doing and how it is different.
Well, there's this fundamental problem that you can't plug a microphone into the speakers you got at home. Maybe you've got a sound bar, maybe you've got a home theater, maybe you've just got some stereo speakers sitting there, or even just your TV speakers. But if you find some adapters and plug in a microphone into them, you're going to have a bad time. There's just a fundamental difference between a guitar amp or a PA system, something that's meant for live performance, and the things you have at home. So you can damage your amplifiers, you can crash the the speaker cone into itself, blow out your speakers and all kinds of bad things like this. But we thought, it's 2026. There's got to be a technological solution to this problem. I mean, I can play a CD with a vocal performance, and that's not inherently dangerous, right? So, what is that difference? And is there a way that we could provide that so that way you could access the speakers you have for live performances? Um, as it turns out, that's generally called mixing and mastering. And me and my co-founder found a way to do it in real time and in a reasonable, cost-effective package. And so this means that you can, for the first time, plug right in with the speakers you have and have a great time doing karaoke at home. Yeah.
And the device is called Seratone. Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes, serotonin karaoke. Makes you feel good. Serotonin, right?
And it's on Kickstarter right now, right?
It is. We launched just coming up on 3 days ago.
All right. And so tell us, step us through the experience, what this is like for customers.
Well, the first thing is it's easy. Um, Inside Serotonin, you can think of it like a portable sound guy, a sound engineer. We've systematized what they do in a studio. So, but the actual user experience is just four knobs, mic volume one, mic volume two, music volume, and reverb. And there's nothing more to it than that. Everything else is a don't worry, we've got it handled kind of a situation for it. So, I wanted to create something that my 9-year-old daughter could use. I wanted something that my wife could use, her parents could use, and that is just intuitively obvious to everyone. So for our system, you plug it in once, and setup is normally an HDMI cable and a USB power source. So USB-C and an HDMI cable, and then you're good to go. And setup is permanent. You don't have to drag it out of the closet and start, connecting things when you want to go have fun. When you're doing karaoke, it's ready to go. But when you hit the button and you turn it off, the device is designed to become completely transparent. So if you have an Apple TV or a Roku, if you're connecting to a tablet or whatever you normally use as a music source, it just disappears and you keep those things connected as you were. So it never gets in the way. Things like surround sound or, HDR, high frame rates if you're connecting to a game console. All those things are preserved. So it's very, very unobtrusive in that way. And the package, the design of the product as well is meant to really just blend in with all your other home theater equipment. It's not flashing lights. It's not trying to grab your attention when it's off. It's meant to be really livable.
And so the connections, describe those again for us. So the video source plugs into your box?
Yeah. So for inputs, we can do this a few ways. You need a music source, right? So whatever you would normally use to play music from. So that could be your iPhone, that could be a tablet, that could be a PC, that could be a smart TV. It could be an Apple TV, something like a Roku or a Fire Stick. Wherever you are already listening to music or getting your karaoke source from, you can plug that into Serotonin. And the two ways you can do that are with a USB-C connection or an HDMI connection. After getting out of Seratone, we have HDMI, we have RCA for legacy equipment, and we have digital optical connections as well. So it pretty much plugs into everything that you'd see in a home media space.
And then as far as the karaoke experience is concerned, that's totally up to the user here, whatever they wherever they're getting their content from.
Yeah, so we're source agnostic, right? We're taking care of the mixing, getting those microphones into your speakers safely. We have that interface to make connectivity easy, but the source is still up to you. So there's a few ways to do that. We're partners with Carafun; they're the world's largest karaoke service. And if you're the type of person that wants key change or social features and that all the good stuff that way, they are a wonderful service with really high quality recordings and a great library. And I really recommend them. However, and this is really what started us on the path to make Seratone, is I have a home theater and I live in Japan and there's apps here for karaoke. And it was a really bad experience. There was latency. The libraries were small and every song was a recorded song. Some services like Carafun have great recorded songs, and other ones are quite poor. But no matter what, they're not the real song, right? There's always something lost there. Um, but recently, Apple Music and in some regions Spotify as well have debuted their own karaoke modes. So on Apple Music right now, this means not a couple, tens of thousands of songs at best. No, we're talking 20 million songs, and they're the real songs. They've used machine learning to take out the vocals on the real songs. So when I do karaoke, I'm doing it with an Apple TV, HDMI into Seratone, HDMI out to my home theater. So it's two cables, and I'm got every song under the sun, and it's the real one, and it's a lovely experience. We, when you do it that way, it takes karaoke from being a fun party trick, something to do drunkenly at the bar, and turns it into this hi-fi, emotional, performative experience, and it's really incredible.
Terrific. So what's in the box?
So it comes with a Seratone. It comes with all the cables you need to get hooked up. It comes with a hard case for traveling around if you do want to bring it somewhere else. And then the thing I really like though is we've got professional custom microphones in the box with it. Comes with one. You can get a second one. Seratone supports two because karaoke is better at it as a duet. Um, but the microphones were a lot of work. We worked with a really, really great partner, and they sell, their microphones for $130 or more on Amazon, and they're wonderfully reviewed. But we took that and said we actually want better from this. So we went back and forth with them to change it. To make us satisfied as audiophiles and sound engineers and crazy nerdy audio people, we just had really, really high standards, and create something that's unique to us, and incredibly satisfying. It is a microphone that when you have in your hand and you hear it, you know that this is just as home on a stage with a proper band playing, as it is in your hands when you're singing karaoke at home.
Terrific. So you are in Japan and a hotbed really, I guess, for this technology for karaoke. Tell us about
Absolutely, yeah.
tell us what you're seeing there when people take a look at this.
Well, they're really interested in it, and it's karaoke is a very special experience in Japan. Anyone who's been here knows they do it differently. You're not at the front of the bar performing to the other people around you. It's intimate. You get a little room to yourself with you and your friends, and it's not as openly social. It's more private than that. And it's lovely. The drinks flow and the food's good, and I really enjoy that experience. Um, but when I show people out here, they can't believe the price because the machines that they use at those karaoke boxes range from 10,000 to 40,000 US dollars. They can't believe how small it is that you can power it with just a phone. The fact that these libraries are available blows their mind. It almost feels like we're about to be a disruptor out here because they're not ready for it. They're so used to these things that they have. The karaoke boxes still are using these tablets from the early 2000s to select your songs. Um, and their eyes light up, but it's almost hard for them to grasp how different it is. you know, and I think it's going to be really, really powerful. That said, the living situation is different here. I'm lucky to live in a house, but a lot of people live in smaller apartments and with thinner walls. Culturally, people are quiet out here. They don't want to upset their neighbors and stuff, and that's why we go to karaoke boxes instead of doing it at home. So I think for us as a business, I think the B2B possibilities are much more interesting. Putting it in karaoke boxes, putting it in, they call them snack bars, kind of mom and pop bars, and they'll have their own karaoke system. And we can offer them a better experience with a great cost savings as well. So I think it's really attractive in that case.
And when will you be shipping? And tell us a bit about the pricing.
Sure. We're planning to ship in November of this year. We want to get it into everyone's hands before Christmas. It is a Kickstarter. They are in production now. We're not finished though, so that's a bit of a moving target. But we've already ordered them, and we're committed to making sure everyone has a great time at Christmas. That's really important to us because karaoke is very social, and we know when someone enjoys our product with somebody else, that other person is going to really like what we've done too. So being part of that season is really important to us. So that's the target. As far as pricing, right now we're live on Kickstarter. We've got early bird pricing. I believe it is around $330. But the MSRP on it is $499. Act fast. We've got about 28 days left in the Kickstarter to get that early bird discount pricing. And we'd really appreciate everyone's support as we change the way people are doing karaoke.
And your site kind of hints that there's more to come beyond karaoke?
Absolutely. The underlying technology here can be put in a lot of places. Some of them are, less exciting than others. I think, one of the coolest ones actually is for boardrooms and meeting spaces. It's a really all-in-one AV solution. But on the musical end of things, we plug these into guitars. We plug these, it's a just add guitar pedal solution. And we have a lot of fun with instruments with them. In its current form, it's optimized for vocals. So I'm not going to tell everyone, buy this instead of your guitar amp and it's going to be perfect. But it works really, really, really well. And we're really excited about the future and tailoring our algorithm and how we're handling the signals for instruments. And in the future, we think, more features, lots of fun vocal effects for people, and pro versions for karaoke jockeys. If you've ever been to the bar, you see they come with a whole rack of equipment, and everything that they're using is baked into this little device that's in the palm of your hands. That's huge for these people running these shows. And really what they need to do that is just a couple of different inputs and outputs. So we're working on that to get that into people's hands too, and make their lives a lot easier when they're running their shows and focus on the people instead of the gear.
Very exciting. So for more info, where should people go?
Yeah, go to our website at seratone.audio, SERATONE.audio.
Terrific. Jean-Pierre, thank you for spending time with us.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Fred.
Thank you for watching or listening. Don't forget to subscribe. And for more, you can find us at Techstination.com.
The Haven 10,000 lantern is a smartly designed, beautiful solar light that you will love indoors or out. It is waterproof with up to 1200 lumens of brightness, that's a lot of light, and the base becomes a flashlight at the push of a button. The power comes from a built-in lithium-ion battery recharged by the sun, the solar panel is built in, or USB-C. The battery can even recharge your phone. Did we mention how durable it is, how it folds down and can run for up to 120 hours on a charge? But the real power of the Haven Lantern comes from the people behind it and their mission to provide this quality lighting to those in the world who need it most, including in disaster emergencies. Your purchase helps to fund those efforts, and if you use the code TEXTINATION20, you'll get it at a 20% discount. That's TEXTINATION20 at havenlantern.com. Create your haven.